What's up, everybody? Welcome to our 6th episode of the Sew Yeah Show. We have a super lineup for you guys today. Before we get started, we're the Sew Yeah Brothers. I'm Brody.
I'm Tianko. I'm Zach.
And this is the Sew Yeah Show.
Now, if you like anything you see here, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel and share these with your friends. We got a lot of cool stuff going on, and
you can't see us anywhere else.
you can't see it anywhere else. New stuff now, new stuff in the future.
And let's jump right into the segments. Now, we normally have 4 segments here, which will be Will It Sew, then Words with Zach, but that's been changed a little bit. You'll see that there in a second.
New segment.
Tips with T, bonus segment. We're not going to talk about that until we get there. And then
Bonus segment, if you know what I mean.
Then the Dad Challenge. So
That sounds like a disease.
let's jump right on into Will It Sew.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this month's edition of Will It Sew. We're gonna see if this machine right here will sew after some demolition. Let's do it. So we're gonna do this in kind of a progressive manner. We're gonna start off with a little hammer like this. This is a technician's hammer, what they use on sewing machines in case something's stuck. We're gonna start with this and we're gonna progressively work up from there. So we're gonna see here, do something like this. So after that, we'll be able to see right now.
Easy. Now we're going to move to the titanium carpenter's hammer here. So safety first, as always, you know. Got to throw on those shades. This side or this side?
I would say I'm calling that side.
That side? Ready?
Looks like the front piece came off.
Okay. Let's see, what piece?
Just this piece right here.
Ah, that's not necessary.
Plastic.
A little bite mark there, nothing too bad. But obviously this thing's going to show. Let's just keep.
Let's go to
keep
the
it.
next item. Zach, why don't you get the next item rolling for us?
Absolutely. Our next item is a crowbar. Let's give this thing a shot. Little tappy tappy. See if I can get it in there. Almost.
Hit it like you mean it. There we go.
Let's just give this a little.
Oh, anticlimactic.
Okay.
Here, let's do a little bit more tapping on this.
No.
Crowbar's a no-go, guys.
I think that we're gonna need a bigger hammer. Let's get another hammer. A little bit bigger. Let's do this again. Next up, bigger hammer. Let's give it a shot.
Bigger hammer is a mini sledge.
A little like mini sledgehammer.
This is Grandpa's sledgehammer.
Our grandpa's sledgehammer. All right,
I hope you don't break it. That would kind of be.
ready for this? All right, everybody. Let's give it a shot. Little dent. But we don't have a bobbin winder anymore. Let's give it a run. Let's see if it works.
Clear? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, it's still going.
She's still alive.
Still goes.
She's still alive.
Still goes.
Well,
We're gonna need a bigger hammer. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's jump up a little bit.
Let me get out of your way. Hold
Okay,
on.
this is a machete, guys. So let's see.
Woo! That's it. I mean, come look at this right here.
Is that?
That's it.
Dang it! It dented the machete.
Dented the machete. Little sledgehammer didn't work. Machete didn't work.
Let's do something a little bigger.
Let's do it. Zach, I think you're up, right? Your turn?
Yes. Next item is a war hammer. So this little bigger item, we're gonna have everybody step back,
That's a
please.
mini war hammer. You ever seen Thor?
You ever seen a troll walk in and he's like, no, it's like that.
This is a tactical hammer, but it's a little closer to a medieval.
All right, I'll take that. We're getting out of the way.
Anyways, get out.
Nice. Doing side one. Oh, look at that. Broke the plastic off the top.
Oh, that's metal.
Or the metal. I guess it's metal, huh? Wow.
I think the floor did more damage.
Here it is.
Did it? Oh, I hit the wheel. A little high.
All right. Let's see if it'll sew.
Break a belt, maybe?
No.
Take the foot off.
Battle axe might have done it in.
Nah. Let's get the crowbar real quick. we'll break this thing open and see what the damage is so far. That's how we take apart sewing machines at Sew Yeah Quilting. Yes. No, I'm kidding. Oh no, it's still alive. It's still fully breathing here. Motor's a little bit off the housing here, but that will be just fine.
Time for the big hammer. This is an 8-pound sledgehammer. 8 pounds, right? Yep, 8-pound sledgehammer. We're gonna give it a shot and see if it works. All right, here we go. Let's see. The button's gone. Oh no, it's still here.
Let's just do a slight maintenance work on here. Probably need some oil. I'm just gonna pull that metal piece out there. Bring this all back. Last week's news there, right there, my friends.
Well,
It's still alive.
we can hit it again with the big hammer, or we go to the next level and get a fireman's axe and hit with fireman's axe. What do you guys want to do?
Axe.
Axe?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, now, fireman's axe. 1 second though here. I want to give a big thanks to all the servicemen and women out there.
Absolutely.
What you guys do, but
You're probably never gonna have to use this on a sewing machine, so we'll do it for you. I mean,
but thank you. We really do appreciate each and every one.
Thank you very
but
much.
you guys get out of the way. Let's kill this thing.
It's actually not a fireman's axe. So we know.
You'll get a million hits off that. Wait, there's something in here. 1 second.
wow.
Excuse me, I gotta get this.
Don't break it.
Yeah, don't worry. Tough machine, you know what I'm saying? Sorry.
All right. I'm calling yes.
We still have most of its guts. Let's put it. We're gonna need a machine needle. You need to put the pressure foot back on it, obviously. So a little bit of fabric, and there's no reason why this shouldn't decide to work. Gotta make sure your bobbin case is, in place. Is there. I got another one instead of finding the old one. There we go.
I cannot believe that just fit on there like that.
Oh, doesn't look like it's gonna hit. We are a little bit whack out of tune, but that's okay. We'll make that work. So our needle is out of position. So that means it's going through the feed dog hole instead of the needle hole. We can bend it back into place, which is not ideal. That's okay. Have you guys ever heard of a timing problem? Yeah, this is how we fix them. It works now. Look how.
You can actually see it's working. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna thread this thing up and see if it'll sew. Let's do it.
It's going to sew. I'm pretty
calling
sure.
yes.
Thread.
Yep, thread.
Now, I'm
That's
guessing
gonna be a problem.
that will work.
It might work. The wrong side.
Go ahead, Brody. I can't see from that side. You blind, bro?
No, I tore it, so it's not coming through here.
After 6 minutes of Brody trying to thread the machine.
And no pressure.
4 hours later. There we go.
Let's spin the little hand wheel here. Make sure it picks up the thread. If it all goes according to plan here. Is that the right way?
Yeah. Booyah, baby.
Okay, it's not the fastest machine, but fast as it,
Slow and steady wins the race. Almost there. So the question is, will it sew? Boom, baby.
There we
That's
go.
the freaking
Every time. So after a little technician's hammer, framing hammer, little sledgehammer, crowbar, machete, and finally the axe, this machine will sew. Sending it back over to us in the studio, and as always, it'll sew. See you over there.
So will it sew?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It needs
Smashing.
a little tweak there.
Smashing
but-
episode, I have to say.
Yeah. Sewing machines can really take a beating and still keep going. And as you've seen, we have put these machines through abuse that they were never meant to take. The designers probably never thought they would even
Underwater.
be exposed to those conditions.
On fire. We're not gonna talk about the
Shot.
Shot that one worked.
The
One didn't make it.
one didn't quite make it, but we're
Watch our last segment.
we're gonna
see the one
find
that
it.
Didn't make
Maybe
it,
it will.
but
And
that will be Will It Sew Welding edition.
You know, kidding. So
Put it back together.
it'll work. It'll sew most of the time. 99% of the time.
99% of the time. That being said, we have a brand new segment which I personally am really excited for. It is called Fabricated. Welcome everybody to the first ever Fabricated. The goal of this segment is to spend some quality time with the people you love who are not necessarily avid sewists or quilters. We're going to be making projects here that are going to be sewing themed because that's why you're here, but that everybody can gather around and get involved with even if they don't know how to sew at all. That being said, we're going to dive into our first project, which is a quilt themed wooden wall hanging. Let's get started. For this project, you're going to need a basic knowledge of woodworking skills as well as the safety measures that need to be taken when using power tools. That being said, let's move into our actual materials. I have a backer here, which is just a piece of plywood that I had lying around, and then I have some 1/2 inch by 3/4 inch board. I've got walnut here as well as some pine, but you can use anything you want. The color choice and even the size choice is entirely up to you. This is just to give you a basic idea of how to do this, and then you can take it from there. For this project, we're going to be making 45-degree cuts on all of our pieces. I went ahead and cut the end off of this, and then I'm just marking it here at 6 inches along the edge. Then once you have this piece made, go ahead and cut 7 more pieces for a total of 8, all the same size. So I'm just going to take these pieces and lay them out in a configuration that I like. And again, totally personal preference here. I want to make a star in the center of this board. Here we are. One more. Got a nice knot right here I'm going to leave exposed. Just my taste. There we go. Just get them arranged however you want. Could be like this. Could be like this. I kind of like the diagonal version. I cut the blocks for the initial star at 6 inches long along the edge, and then I think I'm going to do some 3-inch pieces and maybe some 2-inch pieces. We'll see how it looks as it comes together. For this next portion, I went ahead and cut 8 more pieces at exactly the same measurements as the previous ones. There we go. Now that I've got my pine pieces cut out, I'm going to take these and put them into the corners like this, make a 90-degree angle, and just kind of frame the star in, like this on the edges, just like that, make a bigger star. Now from here, I think what I want to do is I'm going to cut some additional pieces right here, which, if I'm not mistaken, is about 10 inches. Yeah, I'm going to cut some 10-inch pieces to come out here on an angle. I'll just use my pine, but I'm going to stain that a different color, so we have 3 different colors showing on our block. So right here I cut out 8 more pieces, except this time they were 10 inches long, cut to a 45-degree angle on both edges. And there we have it. These there. So I just went ahead and laid these out in the corners, as you can see right here. And then after this, I cut some additional pieces that were 3 inches long. So I went ahead and cut 8 more of these ones. Oops, there we go. I'll take these over to the table. And I just put these along the top and bottom and in the sides, and that kind of squared up the edges of this star. Once I got these pieces put into place, I thought it needed a little something more. So I went ahead and measured out right here and decided to cut out 16 more pieces out of the walnut. And I just wanted to use these to make kind of a border around the edge and fill out the project. And with this project, everything, like I had said before, is personal preference. You just want to get a nice pattern going and make something that looks really good to you. Piece here, a piece there. Yeah, that looks really good. Time lapse! For the next step in this, I'm going to go ahead and stain these longer pieces that we cut, just to give it a little more contrasting color in our finished project. You can use any stain you want, again, totally personal preference. I'm going to use Early American wood stain. just to give it a little, like I said, a little more contrast. So I'm gonna lay these out. I wanna make sure that I have them lined up how they're going to be on the finished project, because I'm not gonna, not to stain the entire block. So I'll line these all up, and I'm gonna stain them pretty much all the way around. You don't have to go on the back just because it's gonna be nailed to your backer. But let's get started. Now all the pieces are cut out and stained. The next step is to assemble. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some wood glue and lay it on here pretty liberally. Cool. Now we'll start with the center pieces. So I'm just gonna line everything up in the middle. There we go. And press it down real good. Because we're in the Vegas heat, this is actually curing a lot faster than I thought it was going to, so I may just be able to put this all together and not have to nail it.
If you have any edges that aren't quite lining up, if you have any gaps, just work the pieces around and kind of distribute that amongst all of the pieces at your center, and then from there it will hide it as you go along.
Now this is assembled, the last step is to go ahead and seal it up with some high gloss clear coat. I'm gonna do that right now. I'll put a couple of coats on it, and then once it's dry, it'll be ready for display.
When you're doing this, make sure you have proper ventilation in the area you're working in, and I would highly recommend using a dust mask or a respirator while you're spraying this.
And there you have it. At this point, your project is ready for display. You can go ahead and put some mounting brackets on the back and hang it up on the wall, put it on top of a mantle, whatever you decide. And obviously you can see there's a ton of room for customization here depending on how you assemble your pieces and any variations that you want to make off of that. Please make it your own. This is the first ever episode of Fabricated. Please let us know what you think down in the comments below. We'll send it back to the studio.
So very excited for Zach and his new adventure here. Zach's always been creative with just about everything, but especially when it comes to woodworking. And obviously you can see that here.
And it's cool to take a quilting thing, like a quilt block, and translate it into a different industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Really cool.
Exactly. Well, it's very, you know, the quilting industry is an art in and of itself, but you can transfer it to painting, woodwork, a lot of different things. And speaking of art, let's jump into our next segment, which kind of goes into the same thing as Tiancum talks about. What are you going to talk about tips with Tia? I'm not going to ruin it for you. Jumping into the segment.
Let's go over there.
Yet the study of color and light is a science in itself. A science that helps us to understand the appearance of everything around us.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tips with T. Today's episode is going to be on color theory. So the very first thing that we have to do is go back before we had color theory or a color wheel. In the original days, red was thought of to be the brightest of the colors, and blue the darkest of the colors. So when you mix paint, red gave you a little bit lighter of a color, and blue gave you a little bit darker of the color. But Sir Isaac Newton thought this theory was a little bit flawed. He, after lots of time mixing paints and using lots of different light sources, figured out that the primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Through the invention of the theory of red, yellow, and blue, that between mixing those colors, all colors can be created, he invented the color wheel, which is the same primary color wheel that we use today. But before we get too far into the color wheel, we have to understand that the primary color wheel was the original. There's more out there now, and there's two that we have to go over to understand even more the original, which the first one will be the light color wheel. There's a color wheel of light, which essentially represents red, green, and blue. The mixture of these colors is what we see as white. But the natural and purest color that we all agree on is the sun. The sun is our neutral basic of color or color in light. From that, and this might have happened to you, you've gone into a quilt store, purchased your fabric, it looked great, you took it home and it seemed to have changed color. It didn't change color, your light source most likely did. Most stores run with a system of yellow lights, or the really big lights that you see in the ceilings, those are normally yellow lights. And when you go home, most people have LEDs, which is a blue light. So just the change in color or the temperature of the light has changed what you are now seeing. So it's very important when you're selecting your colors, make sure you do a quick check. Just throw it in the window, you can see exactly what that color is going to be right when you get home. Just a little pro tip there for you. Now we need to talk about a little bit more modern of a color wheel, which is the CMYK color wheel, which stands for cyan, which is a lightish blue color, magenta, yellow, K stands for black. This is the modern day color wheel, which is how you're watching this right now. Computers use it, printers use it, any digital media is based around this system. Now we're going to switch on over to the primary color wheel and explain how that color wheel works, because that is the easiest one to follow and use. The color wheel is primarily made up of 3 different systems or 3 different colors. First you have your primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, your secondary, and your tertiary colors. All those combined is what we know as the color wheel. Now, how to use it? We have to start with a very basic color and expand on it from there. For instance, if you want complementary colors, you'll pick a color on one side of the wheel and a color on the other side of the wheel that are complete opposites from each other, which then make them complementary colors. For instance, red and green, complementary colors. Then you have analogous, which is you select your color and you move one over to the left and one over to the right. Those are also colors that will work fabulous together. Then you have the triadic, which is when you can draw a perfect triangle within the wheel, and those 3 colors that touch will complement each other and go really well together. That's the basics of the color wheel and how that works. Now let's go into a little bit more advanced settings here. If you take the color wheel and cut it directly in half, you'll end up with warm colors and cool colors. Warm being your reds, your oranges, kind of the yellows there. That's what we claim as warm colors. Cool colors, pretty much the exact opposite. You got your blues, a little bit of your greens, a little bit of your purples. That way, when you walk into your quilt store and someone says, oh, this is a really cool palette, you'll know, all right, you know what, blues, greens, kind of that color there. Also falls into those jewel tones. If someone says this is a really warm palette, plan on it being a little bit of bright yellow, maybe some of that fiery red. That's your warm palette. Now, why is this so important? This is where we can actually start selecting fabric for our projects and make it all work together. For instance, let's say you have a muted red. So kind of imagine that here. We have one on screen, but kind of imagine it for yourself here. That muted red will go wonderfully well with a muted green, the exact opposite color on the spectrum. Or a muted orange or a muted yellow, because they're right next to each other on that wheel. Or if you want to get crazy, you can go to the triadic, but first let's get down the basics, you know what I'm saying? So now that we've learned a little bit of how this all works, let's take one more step in and talk about the hues, the tints, the shades, and the tones of color. Since we've already selected our colors, in this case being a muted red and a muted green, now we need to add some more variety of color into this. And it's very simple to do. First, we need to understand what a hue is. Hue is pure color. We have pure muted red and pure muted green. We now have our hues taken care of. Now we need to go to our shades. Do we want to add a little bit darker green or a little bit darker red into our palette here that we'll be working with? That is called shades. We need to make it the opposite decision of, do we want to add tint in, which is a little bit lighter, whiter, or brighter colors. So a little bit brighter green, maybe a little bit lighter green, same thing on the red side. And then there is tone, which is adding a little bit of gray into the mix. That's how we get tone on tones. Or a white on white is actually a white mixed with a little bit of a gray put on top of the original white. That's how we get a tone on tone. But do we want a little bit of a tone on tone of a green or a little bit tone on tone of a red? Now that we've selected our colors, chosen to go with complementary colors, and made sure we have the right hues, tints, and tones, now we can select all of our fabrics within that color range, and they will all go together all the time. Now, we can continuously go on this route for hours of all the different ways you can keep mixing up color. But now that you have the basic information, go try it out. Go to your local quilt store or shop at sewyeahquilting.com and pick out some colors. Start thinking about, do I want complementary colors? Do I want a triadic color system? What hue do I want? What tint do I want? Start thinking about that as we're selecting these colors. Or if you like something and it really resonates with you, just buy that one. That one works too. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let's throw it right back to my brothers.
Thank you, Tianka, for another awesome
You're welcome.
Tips with T. Color theory is something that is so crucial to making a awesome looking quilt, and it can get a little complex. People get kind of weirded out by, how do I do this?
Like the opposite of a scrap quilt.
Yeah, it's very, very precise, very
Like crumble
coordinated.
blocks or anything like that, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for making that process much simpler for all of us who don't necessarily have a PhD in it.
Exactly. And if you don't have a color wheel, click down on the link below. Hop on our website, grab one for yourself. That way, you know what's up.
And the best way to learn the color wheel is try it. Go out, pick some fabric. If it doesn't look right, get some more that's different.
And,
you know?
and take it into your local quilt shop. Use it when you're watching the D-stash. Use it when you're getting your fabrics. That way, nobody's gonna care if you walk in a quilt shop and you have a color wheel. Right?
Absolutely.
So, use
Absolutely.
it and see what it can do for you and your quilting.
So we've talked a little bit about, well, I'm creative. Tianka is knowledgeable in the sewing area. Brody is the most competitive out of the three of us, and we have designed a segment specifically around that, which we are very
Newsflash.
pleased to. And Brody's the most competitive.
You saw the Uno episode.
Exactly. We have a brand new episode, or a brand new segment called Battle Brody, where we're going to bring in special guests. They're going to go head to head with Brody in a fabric off. I mean, is that what we're going to call this? In a challenge that is going to be specially
Call it what you want.
especially tailored to
It's a little friendly competition.
little friendly competition that's going to have a special twist in it that's going to balance the field by making it impossible for both parties. So let's jump right into it. Battle Brody. All right, welcome everybody to the first ever Battle Brody Challenge. Today we have a special guest, Sew Becca.
Now, a couple of things before we get started on the challenge and the
I'm Brody, by the way.
Come back. So before we get into the rules of how this is all going to work and how everything's going to be judged, we're going to let Brody and Becca go out and look throughout the store. Now, just a little tip before you guys get too into it and all that. Something going to have to do with a little bit of color here. You're also going to want to think of maybe a theme of some kind. Anything like that might help you out in the challenge, it might not. You're going to get 5 minutes to peruse the store here to look for a little bit of color, maybe some theme, but in this challenge you're going to need multiple cuts of fabric. So let's start. Your 5 minutes starts right now. 5 minutes and you get. All right.
All of this. No? Okay.
So peak would be a good theme. I'm always gonna go for like a red, white, and blue though, because that's pretty standard all the time.
Where were the pinks? I'm at a disadvantage. I can't remember the layout of the store.
I know I'm gonna get something from there. I'm definitely get something off of these two right here. I've got kind of my spot picked out that I want to go to. I knew she'd be in there. Shh! Ah, she's already arranging fabric. She's fetching.
I kind of like those. I just want to get a little bit of this pink and this purple.
The thing that they both don't know is as they're pulling fabrics here and they're putting on one shelf, they only know how to choose one bolt per shelf. So they kind of booby trapping themselves by putting it there, but we'll get back to that.
I'm ready.
You got 2 minutes.
I'm good. She said 3 or more. I'd be okay with just those 3.
So let me tell you the rules of the game here. Rule number 1 is you want to beat Brody. That's kind of the ultimate goal here. But let's get down into the more technical rules here. First thing is your quilt block needs to be 6 inches all the way up to 18 inches unfinished. Okay, so you got quite the range there to work with. That
Anything between 6 inches and 18 inches.
Absolutely. Whether that's 6 by 12, that could be a hexagon, that could be anything that you guys want as far as shapes go. Now, you have to use more than 4 fabrics. 4 and more, okay? 4 more fabrics. You can only pick a bolt per stand, entire stand of fabrics, okay?
Okay.
You know what entire stand means? That
Yeah.
means you saw the white shelf, the entire stand is one
Okay.
bolt per stand.
Only one bolt per stand.
Okay?
Okay.
So,
Not per shelf.
not per shelf.
Per whole stand.
stand.
Alright, got it.
Okay? The next thing is, you're gonna be judged on a couple of things. One, your color choices. So that's really important.
Got
Number
it.
2 is going to be how well things are sewn. The more difficult it goes, or the more color options that you choose, the more likelihood of the win. Makes sense? If you have a block that has 2 colors, or sorry, well, not in this case, but you get my point
4
here.
colors.
If you have something with 4 colors, and the other person has something with 8 colors, and they match better 8 than your 4, obviously. You also have to get everything cut. I'll be up at the counter cutting all your things for you. You have to pick your own thread. You have to do all those things as we go along here. Now, here's the big twist. I've gone out and I've designed something just for this challenge that I'm really excited about. So in my pockets here are your glasses. These glasses are 100% designed to make sure color is off.
Wow.
Okay? Try to level out the playing field here.
I don't want Becca to beat me.
Well, now I don't want to be in the boutiques.
What's that?
So let me explain to you the glasses really quickly. Your left side should be red, right?
Uh-huh.
Red, and this is blue-gray. Those 2 colors will distort color, okay? They're primary colors.
Ooh, my hands.
What color are your nails?
Well, they were green.
What color are they now, though? Like, what do they look like?
They kind of look like, it depends. Am I looking at
Again, 4 cuts of fabric, minimum. You have to pick your own thread as well as you're doing this project. Unfinished quilt block, 6 to 12 inches.
6 to
Any
18.
quilt block we
Sorry,
want to
6
make?
to 18, sorry.
Any quilt block we want to
Any
make.
quilt block you want to make.
Okay.
Now, we got to put a time limit on everything. As always, you have to do everything in less than 45 minutes.
Okay.
Pretty easy. Everyone's feeling confident now?
Well,
No?
until you gave me these.
1 per stand.
1 per stand. Okay?
Let's do this.
Okay, guys, on your mark, get set, go.
Okay. Woo! I feel like I'm blind.
Alright. Alright. I still have a plan. Still got a plan.
Get out of the boutiques.
Okay, I'm sticking with my original plan. Oh, there's 2.
Okay, 1 per thing.
Okay, I got 1.
I can't remember where these were. I think all of these were on the shelf. Oh, I see. Okay, I still really like this one, so that's 1. You can see better than I can. Is it a rule that you're not allowed to tell me? Don't help me. Okay, fine. It's hard to tell. If this turns out well with these goggles on, I deserve some sort of boutique champion.
Gonna go with that. Gonna go with this. I'm still sticking with my original. I want a 1/4 yard cut.
4 yards?
1/4 yard, yeah, 1/4 yard. Take
Are
that.
you finding everything okay?
I'm finding everything okay, thank you. Gonna go with those. On over here.
Oh, that would actually go really well. Okay. We're gonna kind of work with like flowers and butterflies, and I'm seeing butterflies here, daisies here, and I've got some daisies on this one. I'm hoping that this is pink enough for what I was thinking. I'm trying to keep the, okay, so I can't pick anything else from there if I don't want it. Let me just see. I'm so focused on trying to make the colors work. I'd like something closer to white. I can't tell.
I got 3. These look like not even close to the same color what I was thinking what I was gonna get, but I already had a plan in mind. 1/4 yard. That's 4 fabrics, right? 4. Oh, geez. I'm pretty sure that these are blue or gray or green.
Hold on, let me think. I'm gonna try and do a Lemoyne star. So I need a background that makes all, this could be the background. And if I got 4 cuts, then each one could be its own little spoke. So 1, 2, 3 background. I pick from here, I pick from there. Let me pick from here or...
See, I'm going patriotic, but I'm also going like I know for sure if it says Old Glory on it's patriotic. I know for sure if it's like I know for sure this is a grunge because I recognize the pattern. So I'm gonna go with some things like that. So what was that? 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go with this. Let's see. Oh, sweet. 7. Let me make sure my count's right.
This is probably like oranges. I'm guessing they probably have it laid out so like that's red, orange, and yellow probably. So. Got that. Got that. I need one more. Where's the checkup? Here's my trick. If he gives me a weird look, I know it's bad. Hi, how does this look?
Wonderful. Are we gonna get any thread today?
Oh, yeah.
Thread stands are there, there, and there. So, and what cuts would you like today?
Oh, I don't need very much.
1/4 yard, 1/8 yard, 2-inch strips,
Just
5-inch strips. Don't trust my cutting.
Can I just do, a 1/4 yard is 9 inches, right?
Yes.
Yep.
9 inch.
Eight, right? I have my 8th bolt. I'm gonna come over here and grab. See how this looks. I'm also gonna grab this right here. We can get these, right?
Anything on the floor. You paying with cash or card?
I'm gonna pay with store credit.
Okay, good, good. Okay, let's see here.
Can I start cutting? Can I start cutting?
No, I gotta get you through the checkout process, sir.
This is so hard. Now I have an appreciation for people who are colorblind. Ooh, magic pens. Do I get to take these home with me? Wonder clips. Actually, I want both.
And thank you. Appreciate that. Have a nice day.
You too.
All right. Here's the plan. Beat Becca. That's the end of the plan.
No, you will not beat me.
I'm cutting already.
You're cutting already?
Oh yeah.
Well, I might not be done.
I'm gonna cut my fingers off. I can already tell.
We're cutting? With these on?
You got it.
Oh, no.
Apparently.
No.
That's it, don't come off until the block is done.
They are kind of making me a little dizzy, I'm not gonna lie.
I can't see.
Don't be cheating on me.
I close my eyes if I have to open it.
Okay. Obviously, I wouldn't normally cut like this if I were cutting a normal block. These glasses are kind of itchy. So I got 1, 2, 3. I'm hoping this is red, white, blue. 1, 2, 3. Hoping red, white, blue. And then these I'm gonna have to do like I got one too many reds, I think, but it's all right. So plan here is disappearing 9 patch. Really easy to do. Nice looking block. All you gotta do is cut it, flip it. I actually have a tutorial on this. You guys should watch it. All right, done. Let's go.
I want to do a Lemoyne star. So I'm going to need 16 blocks. 12 of them are going to have to be half square triangles. And 6 of them, I think I might need more of this actually. 6 of them are going to need this. Maybe not. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah,
There it
that's
is.
right. No, I was right.
At 4.5?
No, that's, I don't know. Here.
Get out of here. I don't trust you. Yeah, I need to clean that up though. I think I'm missing one of those white squares too. No, maybe not. I don't know.
You don't have any white.
Okay, well, it looks white to me.
So now that you guys got your notions, got your fabrics, got everything that you need, it's time to start sewing this down. You guys got about 25-ish minutes to finish this off.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Go.
Okay.
You better not be copying what I'm doing. I'm watching you.
I see you.
All
Oh,
right.
you know, come on.
What? What are you doing?
I know what you're doing. That's not what I was doing.
All right. Okay.
But it starts with, yeah, a trip to the cutting table. Oh, no, right here works. Just need a straight edge.
Okay, I'm gonna start like this.
So Brody, what was your plan of attack here?
So I love the red, whites, and blues, and so my plan was red, white, and blues. So thankfully, I kind of had an idea of where I was going, but obviously, I tried to pick ones like this right here. I know for sure it's got to be like an American flag pinwheel. Those are red, white, and blue stars. Old Glory. These got to be flag stars. So the idea is
Half the colors you said aren't there.
the idea is that you really just hit me in the head with the camera.
You hit my camera.
Tell us about your 9-patch.
Disappearing 9-patch.
Oh, okay. I think I'm going to try to do a Lemoyne star.
Oh, nice.
We'll see what happens.
It's a little complicated with the amount of time we have, right? I think you got it.
I think I got this.
All right. I don't want there to be any excuses at the end.
Well, you know, if it's partially finished and I didn't beat Brody, it's fine.
I'm just excited that we can share this non-colored experience here. Will you turn up the heat over there? Like, what's going on?
Well, you know, I don't
Slow
have
and steady for me wins the race. Look at this right here.
I don't have a machine that can do 1,600 stitches a minute, so yeah, I'm gonna put pedal to the metal
So you're
when I
gonna take
can.
advantage of it, huh?
Heck yeah.
All right.
Coming out of the competition, how do you feel?
I have a finished quilt block, and he had a finished pillow, so yeah, great, I think.
Is there anything that you would change about your block seeing it after the goggles?
Well, I think one of the fabrics doesn't quite belong, but I think it could maybe work because some of the blue from this is kind of playing off of each other. All in all, it wasn't horrible, but it wouldn't have been my first choice, and then we just won't talk about how the points don't really match up. Remember, finish is better than perfect.
So tell us a little bit about your project.
All right, so I did, I'm all about the red, white, and blues. So I did a red, white, and blue disappearing 9-patch. I had some extra time at the end, I thought. So I put batting in it, quilted it, and then put the backing on it, but I was literally like 8 inches away from my last, I still have a wonder clip on here, look at this. 8 inches away from my last seam. So it's ready to stuff. So it's pillow, ready to stuff, Americana, red, white, and blues. That's pretty much it.
In the goggles, this was white, it's totally pink. Oops, but it works, it's a low volume.
My points all match. Like, it's not often you get every one of your points to match, but they just happened to match this time. So my points match. I think the color choice was all right. There's some that aren't like what I would actually choose if I didn't have color glasses on. I probably wouldn't have chosen this, and I probably would have chosen a little different. This run's a little bit too dark, so I'd have probably switched those out. Mostly just this one.
I think I bit off a little bit more than a 9-patch, even if it is a disappearing 9-patch. However, he made a pillow, and his color scheme goes together a whole lot better than I think mine did.
I think that Becca's quilt block is much more technical, I'm not gonna lie. It's much more technical, it's just a more technical block. I did quilt this and put a backing on it, so I'm hoping that's gonna, you know, push me above. But either way, it was a lot of fun sewing with her.
I had no clue what I was going to do. I just heard, hey, come out to Vegas and we're gonna do a challenge. And I said, okay, and I heard nothing. So everything was a complete surprise to me. I showed up today and they gave me goggles to put on. And it was a little fun because they, not only was I colorblind, but they kept fogging up, so I got real blind.
You know, a star's cool. It's more technical, but here it's more than just pillow talk. You gotta go for that win. So there it is.
Welcome to the judging table here. We are going to judge these on two principal things. First, color choices, understanding that they were colorblind. And the second is how well or how technical was their block and how well it was done or executed. So let's dive right on into this. Zachary, what are your thoughts?
Okay, a couple things. We'll start off with the color choices. They both have the exact same handicap. I actually tried the goggles on as well, and it makes everything look almost just kind of grayscale. It's impossible to know what's what.
As you guys have seen here. Like,
yes, it's... So, as far as that goes, I think their colors are, I would say they're evenly matched. I mean, Brody went with a red, white, and blue, which, good choice, simple choice. He did end up with a couple creams in there instead of whites, which would be the only demerit I would give him as far as color goes. So Becca had the one that didn't quite match, and the background that was a little pink. But I think as far as their color schemes go, I would give that an even rating across the board.
The only thing that I will say here is they both made really good decisions here. So Becca went with batiks. Now most batiks, as long as you're within the same tone, they'll work together. Brody went to what he does best, is the red, white, and blues. We all know him for that. And he knew, for instance, the blue and white star was an American star. He knew that either had to be blue or it had to be white. So he made some really good choices here as well.
Very true.
So as far as that goes, I'm in complete agreement with you. The one thing that I would say, and like this is my official judge here, is that technically speaking, and just on technique, Brody executed a perfect 9 patch. I've got to give him to that. I understand that Sew Becca's was more difficult to do, but Brody really knocked it out of the park on this block. So I got to give mine to him. Well, what's your opinion here?
Okay, as far as technicality goes, yes, Brody did do there's a couple of points that are a little off, but you know what? It is a really, really good 9 patch. That being said, So Becca was a much more technical, much more difficult piece to execute, and there's got to be something said for that. I think. I mean, if you repeat first grade twice, it doesn't mean that you're now smarter. Yeah. So I'm going to give it to Sew Becca based on how much more advanced this technique is, and I mean, given the handicaps, my points wouldn't have all lined up either.
After taking it to the judging tables, it's come down to the final verdict here. Now,
no cheating.
Votes
already been cast.
Oh, okay, all right.
We think that as far as color-wise goes, Brody, you had a little bit off color here with your creams. This white on white's actually cream on cream, which isn't right for your blocks here. So
minor technicality.
So Becca, love the colors here. You had lots of vibrant colors, and if this project had a couple more blocks in it, you could definitely have tied everything in together. I think that was a good choice of colors. Zachary's going to talk a little bit about technicality.
And as far as the technicality goes, Brody, your seams line up pretty well. There's a couple that are a little off, but overall a very nice job. That being said, it is a much simpler block. So you did make it into a pillow, which, I mean, props for that, but it wasn't part of the contest, and if you repeat first grade
penalized for extra work.
if you
Can I do extra credit? Yes. But we're not going to give it to you. All right, I'll take it.
Well, if you take an easier class because you already know the subject matter, and then to boost your grade, that doesn't work. So there is that.
All right.
So, Becca, yours is a much more technical piece. There are several points that don't line up, but
all of them.
I wasn't going to say it, but a much harder piece, and so you do get some points for that. So that being said, that being said, it is a split decision, and it is going to be going 2-1. Do you have something to say?
I was going to say, I'll just be honest. I've chosen Brody's block on this one 100% for due to technicality. That's it.
Okay.
Is that your choice?
Well, I chose Becca's block on this because of the the greater level of difficulty in creating it.
You're my favorite now.
Thank you.
And split decision by Mom. She chose the red, white, and blue for the win there.
Nice work.
You guys both did amazing. You guys had struggles along the way, 100%.
What were her comments?
What was her comments?
Yep.
Well, you heard them. The cream isn't matching the white.
I know. I told you. I was like, this is gonna be.
She also said, I mean, this is judged off technicality and color. She likes both the colors. It just came down to those center points of what she said. So you guys both did an amazing job. Congratulations, Brody. You keep the reign of Battle Brody here. But, so Becca, we got something for you.
Like pie in the face?
We got the honorary runner-up trophy.
sweet.
Can I give it to her? Wait, here we go.
There you go.
Wait, you gotta do like the...
One of the awkward ones.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Not only that, since we're still in the store here, go ahead and enjoy a $100 shopping spree.
Bye.
Us
See you next time.
Appreciate ya, and don't forget, guys, check out Sew Becca's channel on YouTube, which is
So Becca.
Very, very simple there. Congratulations to both Brody and Sew Becca on this. This was super fun. I'm not gonna lie there. And thank you so much for Sew Becca for flying out here, doing the challenge, or doing the Battle Brody segment with us. She's awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
she is.
Guys, if you have not checked out Sew Becca on YouTube, hop on over to her YouTube channel. We'll put her, little thing at the bottom that you guys are gonna see. Go ahead and check her out and give her a like and a subscribe.
Like sew-alongs. She just got into long arming. That's a new thing for her.
Box openings.
Box openings. I was gonna say
Unboxings.
Unboxings. That's what it's called. Box openings. Unboxings.
Make sure, guys, you subscribe to her channel. She is awesome. But you got congratulations on the win. I mean, we gotta throw that in there. So congratulations. Now, guys, if you know any YouTubers out there or other designers, artists that should battle Brody, two things: let us know who they are, and jump onto their social media and hit them up and say Battle Brody.
Battle Brody. Check it out.
Hashtag Battle Brody. Just let you know.
I was gonna say that. Hashtag Battle Brody.
Make sure they know they should do this, okay? But we're gonna move on to the very next segment, which is the Dad Challenge. Where the odds be in your guys' favors.
Let's do it.
Welcome everyone to the Dad Challenge. We're going to be sewing a 12-inch square strips, 6 equal shaped strips, ending with a 12-inch square. You have to get your fabric from the sale room, and you have to use at least 2 fabrics. But while doing that, we're going to throw in a little bit of a game.
Okay.
All right? You have to be wearing these properly.
Those are upside down glasses, aren't they?
I know what those are.
Upside down glasses.
So everything you see will be totally upside down throughout this event, including your sewing, getting your fabric, and your cutting. So make sure your fingers are turned the right way and they're not upside down when you cut them off. So, are you guys ready? Get your goggles on. 3, 2, 1, go!
Here we go. That's not a bad idea, actually. Wow, it's like you're reaching for stuff and it's on the wrong side.
Oh my gosh.
Do we have medical insurance? Because we cut a finger off?
Oh my goodness. Those are my feet.
Let's get back to this. Walking the right direction. You really feel like you want to reach up and like touch the things that are right here. All right. trying to find something? You're like...
I'm sitting here waiting. You lost power? You didn't lose power.
Done.
Well, by 12 it is.
You get it?
Yep.
I could have lost with my eyes closed.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well.
Brody made it so big he ended up cutting 2 off.
It's off. I was trying to cut it right here in the middle.
Disqualified his piece, so.
Just got disqualified. Disqualified myself.
That right there for the win. That's 3 wins for me, so I'm keeping the belt this round, but wow, was that absolutely brutal.
My first cut, well, you can see my strips are all kind of over the place, but my plan was to grab a 12-inch square ruler and then just square the whole thing, but there wasn't one sitting there, and my first cut, I disqualified myself by cutting out 2 of my strips that I needed for my thing, but whatever, that was rough. I'm still literally like feeling kind of dizzy.
Yes, okay. So that was a rough one. Talk about trippy. If you're looking through like a window like that. No. There you go.
Lining it up.
Congratulations, Tiankum.
Thank you.
It was a nice win. I'm not going to read what Tiankum wrote on the script about how wonderful he is, all the many
Sounded like a
accomplishments he's made.
14-year-old fangirl. It's like, we love you. You're the GOAT.
The most wonderful quilt I've ever known in the entire history of the universe.
It's true.
So, but
true. He's
throwing
more
all
wins.
that aside,
Belt staying with me, more wins than everyone
Well,
else.
staying with Tiankum for this month. We'll see about next one.
You know, you gotta give credit where credit's due. I mean,
congratulations.
best champion of Sew Yeah show. Right here.
I don't know about that.
It'd be great.
Next,
Well,
next gonna say undefeated.
That breaks the tie that Brody and Tiankum held for the last little bit.
Now guys, if you made it this far through the video, hit the subscribe button and like us on Facebook, Instagram. We even have a TikTok now. It is free for you guys to do, and it sure helps us out a ton. Now what we're gonna do is start getting ready for episode 7. So any last words, guys? Anything we want to say?
Nope.
Like, subscribe, share with your friends. That's it.
Lots more to come. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you in episode 7.